The first Mumbles to Aberavon swim was held in 1928, but this is 1976, and preparations are carefully being made on the beach beneath Mumbles Pier. The Mayor, Councillor Sylvan Thomas, starts the event, relayed to the swimmers by Cyril Jenkins, who held the pre-war record. Crowds wait expectantly on Aberavon Beach for the first swimmers to come ashore. Warmly congratulated on their achievement. Here once there were sand dunes and wild grass. But Aberavon Burrows gave way to the demand for new housing, which swiftly spread as the Sandfields estate grew to accommodate thousands of families, some of whom were being rehoused from the old demolished streets of Aberavon and elsewhere in Port Talbot. This shows the final days of Dock Street. There were instances where an entire street of families was moved and resettled next to their original neighbours in the long rows of neat, semi-detached houses. The fire brigade has changed with the times, from the early days of horse-drawn steamer pumps and the first motorised appliances. At the museum in Skewin, run by the Welsh Area Fire Engine Restoration Society, known as Wafers for short, uniforms are on display, from early brass helmets to the uniform that became familiar in the 1950s and 60s. And the more modern firefighting uniform and equipment. The town's fire station has moved from Water Street, where the name still exists, carved into the stonework on the front of the building. To the site in Station Road, now occupied by a home improvement store. This Dennis appliance was in common use during the Station Road era, as was this engine fitted with escape ladder. During the last war, the brigade was dispersed to different parts of Port Talbot, but now one fire station behind Commercial Road in Tybach serves the entire community. This flat coastal stretch of land, with its peaceful valleys, has come to depict much that has changed in Port Talbot, as the past sits beside the present. In the Stones Museum at Margam, there are the relics of antiquity. Stones painstakingly carved with ancient markings and inscriptions by our ancestors. This is the sheave wheel from St John's Colliery, Maesteg, on display at the Mining Museum, Avonargoed, with the coal trams that used to run back and forth along coal seams. Inside the museum, there is a fascinating collection of miners' equipment through the ages, showing the continuous efforts to improve safety underground. Country that was once blackened by coal has now been restored, such as this hillside at Bryn. With a little help, nature has now claimed back the landscape. Over 850 years separate one of the town's most modern buildings from the oldest. Nowadays, both are open on Sunday, something that would have been unthinkable not so long ago. On the sides of the mountains, hill farming provides one of the clearest indications of an age-old tradition. Once, this hillside was dotted with small farm cottages, but now they have all gone. Undoubtedly, many secrets and mysteries of the past are hidden beneath these mountain slopes, overlooking the town of Port Talbot.